Pag gusto niya sa turuan, hindi ko siya nabili ng pares eh. Gusto niya tumingin ng pares.
Alright, cool. So, we'll figure out.
Diwata, sir.
Ha?
Where's Diwata?
Saan yun?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll figure out tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
Like what I'll talk with BJ and Alan see if there's what we can do. But I mean, that's it for the new cocktail lunch, and then unless they want us to have to come back and. Yeah, we can do that. There's 7.
Yeah, 7.
7 minutes. That's what we have for rest. So we can do the other ones.
Yeah.
It's
And you already a lot of
yeah. We have the vacancy.
Oh yeah, salamat sa
So
video.
that's 9.
9.
So we still have one more.
Yes.
We'll do the gin and apricot.
Oh yeah, that was really good. Can you? Yeah. It's like a Aperol.
Do you have the no? It's apricot.
Apricot. Oh yeah. May apricot tayo dito. Kasi wala na apricot tayo.
Meron na sa
Ilan lang ito?
Wait lang, meron pa isa. Wait lang.
Sunsay, ikaw,
Show.
Lester.
Marami ka pa doon. Padala mo ito. Kailangan namin.
Nakita yun nasa
Apricot, gin, Campari, Aperol.
Just apricot, gin, juice, show. Jafar makes an apricot.
Oh yeah. Jafar is popular kasi sa Lexan. Patience dito. We don't have, we don't need patience.
No patience. Okay, we'll do that.
We okay.
Hot stock na yan sir, yung wait lang.
Ano yung binibili namin sa labas yun? Wala sa suppliers namin.
Order na ako sa nakaraan.
By the way, sa Campari 30. Equal parts for the Campari. Gin 30. Negroni, yeah.
No, 22.5, 22.5,
Ah, yes.
30.
What's the 30?
Gin.
The gin.
I always call the spec backwards from the lightest to the heaviest.
Ano yung rice?
Yeah.
So 22.5 Campari, 22.5 Sun Vermouth, 30 ml lang gin. Wala na kayong ilalagay na bitters.
Okay.
30 gin, 22.5 Campari, Vermouth, 22.5. Sa Negroni.
Tapos, gamit pa ba ng mixing?
Oh, you make the infuse for that? Just make it for
Marami kasi tayo.
Say again.
infusing Negroni. So make big batch,
Yeah. So how you would do
stir
that?
type.
Yeah. How you would
Kasi
do it?
nakabatch.
You would do 750
Who's
ml of Campari,
Kailangan yung mag Kasi yun yung ano niya, yung batch yun.
750 ml of your vermouth, the Cinzano Rosso, and then 1,000 ml of gin.
Yun, nadadali lang ang Campari. Gawin niyo yan, hindi yan masisira. Mas masarap siya pag nasa loob ng nasa
Batch
chiller
na
ninyo.
sir? Batch na.
Oo, batch na. Pero pag once na ginawa niyo yung, bali 45 plus 30,
70.
75. So isang 60 ml, isang 15 ml. Okay?
Sa jigger na.
Oo. So,
And then, well, you gotta finish it with water. You gotta add water to the batch. So
Oh, yeah.
after you
Ano ba?
1,000 ml gin,
Vermont.
750 ml Campari,
Cinzano?
750 ml Cinzano Rosso, and then you're gonna add 600 ml of water.
Yeah, no, okay,
Tapos,
okay. Sulat natin.
750 gin.
So the idea is that you build the batch, it's in a
Campari.
bottle, the bottle's cold, you just pour it right in the glass,
600
it's
ml.
done. You don't have to stir or anything.
750 ml. Water. Filtered water yun ha. Mga gripo.
Tapos 1,000 na ano, sir?
Electronic ko, diba? So, this paper
1,000 na gin. Tankeray yung atin eh. Mas 750 na filtered water.
Gin kasi gin. Tankeray na, sir.
75 ml. If you make it a half-less na.
No, 90.
90 ml daw. So kasama na yung water doon. So every orders 90 ml. Gets? Kulang yung dito talaga.
Ay, bali ano, 1,750 tsaka 600.
Nasa ibang mundo sila. 750 Campari, 750 sweet vermouth, 1,000 gin, 750 600 water, filtered water. So 90 ml pag isang order.
Na, sir.
order, sir.
90 ml sa isang order. Gawin nyo na yan agad. Kasi hindi naman siya nasisira. Mas masarap kasi siya pag nandun sa loob ng chill. Kasi chill siya. Kasi hindi na kailangan mag-stir.
Simula na to ngayong araw.
Yes, oo.
Infuse ng ano to, sir, Negroni. no?
Wala pa naman ako dito.
Pwedeng mo ano sa kanila. Pwedeng mo i-divide na lang.
Okay na. Full batch na.
Hindi naman nasira no?
Bakit? Mas masarap siya pag matagal doon sa chill. Kung alam nyo lang, maraming supplier ngayon na nagbebenta ng Negroni na nakabote. Sobrang dami na niyan.
Sir, pwede bang yung 1/2 batch na ito?
Ano nga?
Diretso na yun.
Diretso na.
Diretso.
Yung batch na kasi ganoon din, yung inventory ninyo doon. Alam niyo ibig sabihin parang kasi pag in-open nyo na yung vermouth, tapos kakalatiin nyo pa, masisira na yung vermouth, ina-open nyo na yung bote tama. Kaya ibubatch na lahat yun.
Ngayon na lang, kapag may mga matagal na tayong batch na, kailangan i-coordinate na lang. Sa GC.
Sarap
Kasi yung iba,
This is a
alam
business
mo,
club.
mag-relate.
So, wala pa dyan events.
At least hindi ka natawag.
Eh, sir, okay lang daw na matagal.
Sarap, isa yun sa
Hindi naman
simple
doon.
lang.
Sa kanila, 8 months na.
Pandenis.
Para sa minsan, hindi naman.
Kulang pa yan ha, pero ano, wala kasi
So we're passing around,
Hindi
we're passing
talaga
around the
pwede ka
cocktail.
lang. Hindi pwede ka
This is a
lahat.
classic cocktail that we're probably
Kasi
going to add to the menu. So it's a classic cocktail. It's called a Penn Dennis Club. Penn Dennis Club, the Penn Dennis Hotel in Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville, Kentucky is it's where I grew up a couple hours from there, but it's where bourbon started. So it's where all these bourbon distilleries are. But the Penn Dennis Hotel, back in the 1900s, early 1900s, every hotel, major hotel, would have a house cocktail, and they would call it just a club cocktail. So this is the Penn Dennis Club cocktail. This is the cocktail that whenever you go, this is what people would order. And oddly enough, it doesn't have bourbon in it. It's gin with lime juice, apricot liqueur, and then Peychaud bitters. We don't have the Peychaud bitters, but we're gonna get it. We'll have it tomorrow. So it's just really bright, refreshing, almost like a gimlet with apricot. And then, crazy enough, with this this hotel was where they coined the term the old-fashioned. So back in the late 1800s, you would only order what they would consider a cocktail. A cocktail existed as a way for you to cure your hangover. This is how much people drank back in those days. So you guys would all go out and you would drink just straight whiskey, and then the next day, oh, my head hurts, and then you make an old fashioned to help your hangover. It's supposed to be a little bit easier to drink. So, but back in those days, you would just say, I want a whiskey cocktail. And what consists of a cocktail? Sugar, water, bitters, spirit. Those four things. It's always the same. So anytime you ever hear the word cocktail, that's what you're looking for. We hear all these different variations. They didn't have liqueurs or absinthe or all these different things. They only had the spirit. So how do you make that more palatable? Yeah, bitters, water, and sugar. And then after a period of time, people would just order a whiskey cocktail. And you had all this influx of liqueurs coming into the United States through New Orleans, where they're dropping off sherries and Madeira and absinthe. So once that stuff started coming in, vermouth started coming in, they took the same template, those 4 things, sugar, water, bitters, and a spirit. You can take that template and you can apply it to how cocktails progress throughout history. So if I take my spirit, make it whiskey, my sugar, I make that vermouth, my water is me stirring it, getting the water dilution, and my bitters is Angostura. What do I have? I have a Manhattan. That's a Manhattan. So a Manhattan is the same template, sugar, water, bitters, and a spirit. Just they're adding, how they're doing the sugar is through the vermouth. So every cocktail throughout history has that same backbone to it. You had these influx of things coming in like that, so all these new cocktails were being made. And you had a guy, this kind of crotchety old guy in Kentucky, his name was James E. Pepper. James E. Pepper came into the Penn Dentist Club, and he sees all these new drinks being done. He's like, I don't want any of these bullshit new drinks. I want one of these old-fashioned cocktails like we used to do back in the day. So they coined the term old-fashioned based on that, and it was his whiskey, so it was bourbon. True story. But anyways, that's how you gotta always look at when you're creating drinks. It's always gonna be that same way. So two paths. You have the punches in the early day. Punch is just basically sugar, water, and your spirit, and then they would add citrus to it. So those 4 things, always going to have the same thing: sugar, water, acid, spirit. Cocktail, sugar, water, bitters, spirit. So 2 different styles: aromatic, refreshing. So you start building from those templates like that. So whenever you're thinking of cocktails, you need a sugar element, you need an acid element, you need the way that you're going to get the water in, which mainly it's going to be ice, and then whatever spirit you're going to choose. And you can just apply that to everything. You can apply it to whatever drink you're making. And I mean, of course, we're doing like a little bit more advanced things, but that's the basics of it. And it's really helpful for me to not overthink it. Don't overthink it. You just go, okay, well, somebody wants, let's say they want a tequila cocktail. You already know how a margarita is. Margarita, we just talked about it. That's the same thing. It's the sugar, water, acid, tequila. So you can apply that same template to the margarita. So let's say that you had like a house curacao. You don't want to use that. You want to make them something different. If you're passing around this cocktail at the Penn Dentist Club, you can substitute in that apricot liqueur. And you take apricot, lime, tequila. Yeah. It's easy. We're all like, no. So I want to talk about, let's see what else we got back here that maybe you guys don't know. Who can tell me what Amaro is? Does anybody know what Amaro is? Amaro.
Yes. Said it really here.
It's Amaro means bitter in Italian. It means bitter liqueur.
Not little bitter.
What is it?
Little bitter.
Little bitter.
In Italian word.
Yeah. Amaro. Yeah. It's
Little bitter.
So Amaro is something that's very special in Italy because everybody makes it. You would grow up with your family making their own house Amaro. Basically what they're doing is they're taking...
Madeira?
Yeah.
Wala pang isa eh. Walang Cabernet.
Yeah. So basically what they're doing is they're taking herbs and botanicals, they're steeping it in high proof alcohol, so taking vodka essentially, steep it in that, they add sugar to it. And that's it. So everybody has their own different recipes and different styles. So Amaro is something that you definitely can make cocktails with it. It is bitter. I know some of you don't like bitter cocktails. That's okay. And you'll get used to it. the way that I like to look at these is that they're great for modifying. You guys use Campari a lot, use Aperol a lot because they're probably the most popular Amaros in the world. And then Cynar, this one, is a little bit more aggressive. It's very similar to Campari, but it has just a little bit more, instead of being orange peel, it's more vegetal. Cynar is made from artichokes. So they're steeping artichokes into their botanicals. There's some really great cocktails with Cynar. And then Fernet Branca, Fernet is its own style. It's its own style of Amaro. And what that usually means is that it's higher proof, higher alcohol, less sugar. So a lot of people, when they drink Fernet, it's good for your stomach. So all these are supposed to be as digestifs. After dinner, you have a little more Fernet. Your stomach feels better. You can actually eat more.
Kailangan ka raw pag uminom.
Yeah.
Kaya uminom ka ng Fernet. Fernet is the taste like a mint.
It has mint in it. Yeah. 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 There's mint. There's.
And while for
Chicken, right?
Italian, we have Fernet Branca and Cynar. After the dinner, we
They drink.
drink
Yeah. That's probably. That's what it is in Italy. Everywhere you go in Italy, after dinner, they'll bring out a cart of a bunch of different Amaros, and there's thousands. There's thousands of Amaros. Yeah. So it's a fun thing when you go to Italy, is just to see what they have like house-wise.
Sir, by the way, also the rum, how they made it.
Oh, the rum?
Yeah. Whiskey or tequila.
Yeah, so we were talking earlier about Pisco, and if you guys remember, I was explaining how Pisco is made, that it's grape brandy or grape wine from Peru that's been distilled and then aged in glass. So the very basics of distillation, it's pretty simple. Like, everybody knows what beer is, right? We all drink beer. I hope.
Yeah.
Maybe some of you don't. But beer is essentially that. So how spirits started throughout the world was that barley had water to it, it fermented, and that was beer, right? So anything that ferments, and you're making a beer or making a wine, you put it through a distillation, and then you have a spirit on the finish of that. So everything that on this back bar, everything is made that way. So you just need to know what the base of what their beer is. Scotch, malted barley. Bourbon, corn, barley, rye, wheat. Rum, sugarcane.
Yes.
Gins can go across the board. You'll see a lot of red winter wheat, and you'll see sugar beets, and you'll see rye. Brandies are all grapes. Like even the liqueurs are probably going to be either sugar beet based or red winter wheat. And then vermouth is technically not a spirit. Vermouth is fortified wine.
Yeah.
What does that mean? They've taken wine and they've added alcohol to it to keep it stable. So
What
very
kind of alcohol is like a what?
a brandy.
Brandy.
Yeah. So it's a way to stop it from turning bad. It'll still go bad eventually if you leave it open. It loses freshness. Any question with that?
For the vermouth, we open it today. We start at the outside.
Wormwood?
Yeah, the vermouth.
Oh, vermouth.
Yeah. We open today and then we stop this outside like.
Oh, as soon as you open it, as soon as you open vermouth, it goes in the fridge. Always. It's a wine. You don't want to drink warm Chardonnay.
Yes.
Yeah, put it in the fridge, and that way it stays fresh. It'll stay fresh for about a month. You can get it a little bit more than like a month and a half, but a month is usually general. Go through it.
So yun nga, dapat talaga pag nag-prepare ng Negroni, mas maganda, busin niya.
Yeah, always good. But once you make, if you do the batch Negroni,
Yeah.
don't worry about it. It's
Yun
fortified.
yung sinasabi ko. So, wala daw problema kung sakaling na-mix niya sa Negroni. Kasi may kasama na siyang alcohol.
Pero syempre,
Mas maganda. That's it. Yeah, that's it.
You're gonna pour them.
No.
You're gonna pour them. Alright.
Okay na, okay na, okay na.
Alright, that's all guys. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Sir Sean.
Tapos may event siya dito sa Wednesday. Ay, gusto niyo yung muti. Yeah, I said, you have to get here Wednesday. She said, I said, if you want.
I think this is where we're going to be. This part.
Thank you, ingat kayo. May duty pa kayo, no? Right? Ayun.